crafty friends, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to day 3 of December Daily. Again, first off, thank you so much for the warm response I'm getting to what I've been sharing. You guys are just like, every day I read these comments and it just makes me so happy. So thank you for watching. I'm so glad you guys are enjoying what I've been making. Today's video I'm gonna do kind of like chit chat style. I'm not gonna like voice over this, because I'm kind of just going to talk you through my process, because for day 3, since today was like an everyday story, I don't think I need like a full 2-page spread. So I'm actually going to make something that's going to fit in the pockets. But just because it fits in the pockets doesn't mean, I got to put my own little spin on it. So pretty much the way the page is going to work out is, here's my journaling and it's about coffee. Here's a photo. This is going to like flip like this, and then wait till you guys see what I'm doing for day 3. So I'm just gonna, I have a bunch of stuff on my desk. I have a bunch of 3s, I have some stickers, I have these fun mirrored stars, I have this paper that was a 6x8 paper that I cut down to 4x6, and I actually punched, like I measured where the exact center of this would be, because I'm gonna punch and just do a bunch of ridiculous things. So I'm going to stop blabbing, and I'm just gonna get started, and I'll kind of talk you through this. And if you hear things in the background, it's my cats. I can't figure out how to stop them from playing with paper and finding things, so let's just pretend you don't hear them. So for my idea for this page, what I wanted to do was punch a hole in the center of the of this paper, and then lay a bunch of 3s. So I'm gonna punch a hole, put some acetate right behind it, put a bunch of 3s on this and have it peek through, and that's going to be my number card. And hopefully this goes the way I want it to. So like I said, I marked where the center of this is, and then I'm going to punch a hole, and I'm going to go with it. Okay, I'm back. So right when I said I was going to like talk you through my process and not edit this, I realized that my hole punch didn't go all the way to the middle of the page. So I pulled out these circle dies that I had, and honestly, these aren't like, these are some dies that I got from AliExpress. I think they must have cost me like a few dollars. But if you have like any sort of like circle dies from like Sizzix or any of those, companies, you can do this. So like I said, I had marked the center of the card, so I just die cut this circle. And now I have this like cool stitch circle if I ever need to do anything with it. But I have a circle, and it's exactly what I needed it. So I have a piece of acetate on my desk. The downside is acetate is clear, so I couldn't find it. So I have this piece of acetate. It is a little too large, so I'm going to trim it down. And when this whole page is put together, hopefully it's going to be exactly what I want it to be. So I'm just going to keep working through it. So we're going to work through it together. You're going to hear me like complain when things don't go the way I want it to go, but we'll see. So I'll tell you a little bit about my story while I'm working. So today was very much one of those everyday stories. I went to study after work I have an exam coming up, so I went to study after work, and I got my favorite, oh look, I have hair in that tape. Wonderful. I got my favorite holiday drink, which is the toasted white chocolate mocha from Starbucks. And so I did some journaling about the toasted white chocolate mocha from Starbucks. And once I'm like well into the process, I'll read you. I measured all these things before I started, and nothing is working. Okay. So see, that's how it's going to look. And I'm going to put my numbers here. Yeah. So once I get started, and I don't need to like really talk you through my process, I'll read you my journaling, because I'm really happy with it. And you guys seem to really enjoy when I read my journaling. So what I'm going to do here is literally just fill this up with 3s. This gold 3 is from this year's kit. These, this black one is from last year or the year before, and it's actually a 31, and I just cut the 1 off. Normally when I do December Daily, I stop at, see, that's how that's going to look. That's going to look great. When I do December Daily, I stop at 25. So all the numbers after 25 never really get used. So this is like the most crafty thing I'm going to do today. Everything else is just going to be like putting things in the pocket and making it work. But I thought it'd be fun to like watch this in real time because like I said yesterday, December daily doesn't have to be like terribly labor intensive. It doesn't have to be these huge projects. I was talking to my husband about my day 4 project and I already have it planned out in my head. And that is going to be a huge undertaking, but it doesn't have to be, you know, you can make it what you want and you can make the project work for you. So that's what I'm doing. So today I'm keeping it relatively, see, that looks so good. So today I'm keeping it relatively simple. I mean, this is still me. Oh, I don't have any more 3s on this. Okay, never mind, not that one. I'm keeping it relatively simple. I'm just gonna go back in my number stash and see if I have any other 3s that I can use that'll fit in here. Actually, these are the numbers from this year, so there's definitely a 3 in here somewhere. So bear with me while I hunt for this 3. And actually, while I'm doing this, I'll talk to you guys about my journaling. So I wrote a letter to, actually, here's the 31. This is perfect. I'm just going to cut this 31. So I wrote a letter to my white chocolate mocha, and I will find it, and I will read it to you while I'm fussing with all this. So it says, Dear Grande Toasted White Chocolate Mocha Blonde Latte with an extra shot and heated to 180 degrees. And that is my coffee order. I realize that it is quite ridiculous, but that's my coffee order. I always get blonde roast because I can't, dark roast really irritates my stomach. So I always get blonde roast. And I always get an extra shot because I'm a caffeine junkie, and then I get it extra hot. So you can actually, so that's something one of my friends taught me. You can actually order your drinks at Starbucks heated. So warmer than it would come naturally. So I get mine heated to 180 degrees. So dear, my ridiculous coffee order. Every year Starbucks comes out with some new and novel treat and tries to seduce me away from you. But you, my darling, you have my heart and I'm here to stay. There is nothing they could do to entice me to try the caramel brulee. And no matter how hard they try, I cannot be convinced that peppermint mocha is what the Christmas season tastes like. Those that love me know that right around this time of year, Starbucks gift cards are my love language. It's almost like they want us to be together. Those same people make fun of me for sipping you with a straw, but I don't expect them to understand our bond. There is something so familiar, so warm about the sweetness at the front and the tang from the cranberry bits the barista adds on top of the foam that gets me every single time. You taste like revising and a mixed bag of successes and failures and nursing textbooks and test banks and 100 questions per day and cramming for exams and study groups with friends and PowerPoint lectures. Like 3 years of nursing school and endless late nights and early mornings, like graduation next month. You have always managed to warm me from the inside out on the coldest of days and the darkest of nights, and I hope to always be able to call you friend. Thanks for the pick-me-up, and thanks for the memories. And so my journaling was about, you know, how I've always had coffee when I was studying, and there's something about these like everyday repeating moments that, I don't know, they get me every single time. I love being able to document something as small as the coffee order that I get. So you see how, here's how my 3s look up. I need to put one more 3 here, and I think that'll be filled up. So I gotta find another 3. I gotta find another 3. So you know what? I'm probably gonna edit this part out because I gotta go hunting for 3 and I'll be right back. Okay, friends, so we're back. So I found this 3 and this 3 and this 3, and they were from my stash. I do a lot of scrapbooking, so I have lots of packs of like thickers from like American Crafts and Pink Paisley and companies like that. So I just went through and I pulled out a 3 in black, white, and another one in gold. And then I'm gonna use some really skinny foam tape strips to attach it to my green background. And the reason I'm using foam tape is because I'm using like chipboard and elements that are a bit raised. And so foam tape will be easier to keep it elevated off the green and also just give it a little bit of added dimension. And I think that'll look really nice. So these are just some thin foam tape strips from Doris. I like them because, like I said, they're skinny. I don't have to like trim them down. And so they're adhesive on both sides, and then they just have like a lining on one side. And also, if you're like a savage like me, you can just rip them. You don't have to cut them. So it's just like one less step. So here we go. And I'm just putting it along the perimeter of the wreath piece. And I have to make sure that when I stick this down, I stick it down the right way I want it to come out in the long run. So this wreath paper was a 6x8 paper, like I said, that I trimmed down to 4x6. And I saved the other half of the wreath paper because I'm actually going to put it on my journaling to tie it all together. So here we go. So I want the wreath to be on the bottom. So I'm literally just gonna line this up. Oh, shucks. I'm probably, oh no, I lost my number. Oh my goodness, I lost the number. Okay, let me put this number back first. Okay, now which way does this go? This goes like this. This is right side up. All right, so I'm just going to fit this on. And my green piece is a tiny bit smaller than this, but tiny bit, so it should stick down. There we go. Oh yes, look at how good that looks. Okay, that did exactly what I want. Okay, there is a few hiccups, so I gotta trim this. I'm just gonna push that in there. Okay, good. So like I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but sometimes you have these like crazy visions in your head and they don't always work out the way you want them to. Well, that worked exactly the way I wanted it to. So I have all my 3s. And then my plan is to put my photo like this and then my journaling here. So if you watched my video yesterday, I talked about how I do my flip ups. I don't, like I said, I don't use washi. I just use cardstock. And it holds up really well. You don't have to look at washi if you don't like the look of washi, and washi's, again, not my thing. So I like to do my flip ups this way. So I have my 2-inch hinge that I scored at 1. So I'm going to attach a piece of it to my journaling, and I'm going to attach the rest of it to the top element of my flip. And I'm doing it this way before I add my photo, because I want to make sure my photo is sitting the right way. So there we go. I have my, just making sure everything looks the way it's supposed to. So it is a tiny bit wide. So I'm just going to move it over a little bit. It's a little wide. Okay, so I'm just going to move this over a little bit so it's kind of centered. All right, let's see how that looks. Okay, so that works. So here we go. So I have all my 3s. When that flips up, I have my journaling, and then I'm gonna attach the photo. And this is a photo I took at the Starbucks. So I like to include myself in my album, but that's kind of hard when you're the one taking all the pictures. So Allie has showed this technique, and she has shared this idea a few times, and it's just setting the self timer. It was a little bit challenging because I was sitting at a tiny table in Starbucks. Oh, look at how good that looks, you guys. I was sitting at a tiny table in Starbucks, so I couldn't do like a really wide shot. So all you have are my hands. I'm holding my coffee with my straw and my headphones. And it's just, I don't know, I think it's a great picture. It's real life, you know? And like you can see a little bit of my iPad. So I left a little bit of space on the bottom. It's just shy of 1 inch. So I'm going to trim this just shy of 1 inch to repeat the pattern on the bottom of my journaling. And I think that helps to just, you know, tie the whole thing together. So I left that space on purpose. I promise you that wasn't accidental. I left it on purpose. And now I'm filling it up with the same wreath pattern paper. And okay. And then I have the repeating wreath paper. And I think, oh, that makes me, okay, that works. So the other thing I have is a picture of my coffee. And then I have this Eat, Drink, and Be Merry card. And this was from, I want to say this is from last year. And the other thing I had out on my desk, if I can find it, because I have everything out, are these tiny metal stars, these mirrored stars. These were in the main kit, and I want to cover up that blue star. So I think I might just do that, like cover up that blue star. I had some more stars out. I was thinking I don't know if I'm going to do it, but I was thinking about putting a glitter star right here or a larger one. Let's see how the larger one looks. Because I don't want to cover up the threes too much, but I want to add, let me see. So I could do that and then put another 3 on top of it. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that actually. I think I really like that. Okay, so I'm going to put this glitter star right here. And that looks centered. And you can still see all the 3s around it. And then I'm going to take this small 3, which is actually already here. So I don't think I want to do that, which means I'm going to have to go back in my stash and find another 3. So hopefully this has a 3. Perfect, this has a 3 on it. I literally have thickers everywhere. Okay, so that has a 3 on it. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this just because I'm sticking it to glitter and... Oh, here's the glue. Just because I'm sticking it to glitter and I want to make sure, and it's on the outside of the pocket, so I just want to make sure it lasts. So I'm just going to put some glue on this and stick it right down. And part of the reason why I wanted to use that chipboard star is I want to put a star here, and I'm probably going to put a star embellishment here. And I just like, you know, the repeating elements. So I'm not going to do anything else to embellish this card. This card is perfect all by itself. So I'm just going to cover up that blue star with this gold mirrored star. I got glue everywhere, but this glue dries clear, so that's okay. I hope it dries clear because I just put way too much glue on this, so I hope it dries clear. Okay, so I have that, and I'm just gonna figure out how I wanna embellish this. So I'm gonna go into my trusty chipboard stash. I think there are stars somewhere. Those hexagons. I think the chipboard this year was hexagons, circles, and stars. So I just gotta find my stars. So I went back and forth for a bit about what I wanted to do for here, but I think what I might do is just put another chipboard star, and then chop off a little bit too, like I have with the green star. So it looks intentional and not accidental. So I'm gonna put that down and just hack off this little bit. And yep, actually I really like how that looks. Okay, so that's literally day 3. So for the rest of this, we're just gonna figure out how to get it in my book. So I actually had a much better day today than I had the last 2 days. So thank you to all of you who like wished me well. I think I just needed to like hit my stride for this month and figure out how to make things work. Also, Tuesdays just tend to be better than Mondays because when you get to Tuesday, you've already kind of, I don't know, you've gotten rid of the case of the Mondays. Also, so many of you are like also diehard Harry Potter fans, which is amazing because I love, look at you, you guys are getting like sneaks at everything that's already in my album, which is amazing because I love Harry Potter, and anytime I get to meet someone else who's also a fan of Harry Potter, that just makes me really happy. So here's another thing that I forgot I'm going to have to do. So we're gonna have to figure this out together. So my plan is to attach this page protector to the back side of this, and I want to glue it to this because I don't have anything, like this is a full page spread. So not only do I have to glue this, I have to cut this open so that my flip up actually flips up. So I'm gonna figure that out. Let's just figure that out. I know I could use a fuse tool, but that just seems like more work than I'm willing to do right now. So my plan is to just use my scissor and rough it. So here we go. There we go. Oh, that looks so good. And then that's like that. And it's a very simple story. It's a very simple page for a very simple story. But again, my thought process for December Daily is the album is the sum of its parts. And so the whole of the album is more important to me than like individual days. So what I have to do here is put a ton of adhesive to hold that page protector down to this page. So I'm just gonna use ridiculous. I probably could use more glue than I have right now, but I'm just gonna line the holes up first before I stick it. And the good thing is the hole punch that I use is pretty spot on when it comes to matching up with the page protector. So I have it, it's attached. Now, the downside is it hangs off the tiniest bit, but that doesn't bother me so much. And I just realized this is not straight at all, so I'm gonna have to fix it. Okay, let's do this again. Let's try to get it straight this time. Okay, that looks straighter. Yeah, so what I was saying is that's gonna hang off a little bit, but that doesn't bother me so much. There are tiny things that, like if I stressed out all the imperfections in my album, it would drive me to drink. Also, I work on it, like it's an ongoing project. So I had no idea when I did this that I was gonna do this today. But this just looks, I actually really like it. So I'm gonna put it in the album. We'll see how it looks in the book. So here was day 1. Here's day 2. I'm gonna put day 2 back in here. And then here's day 3. And that flips up just like that. And that's day 3. So I hope you enjoyed this. I was a little all over the place today, I'm not gonna lie. This was an experiment to see if I could kind of do these like live chit chat type recordings. I don't know if this was the best example because I was like, oh, I must go hunt for a 3. Oh, I must go hunt for this. And I tried to have everything pre-made on my desk and ready, but I still hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed the process. Again, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. If this was not your cup of tea and you prefer the way I recorded my last 2 processes where I did like more of the sped up and voiceovered, please let me know because I want to make sure I'm generating content that you guys are enjoying. Maybe you guys enjoy watching me like flounder all over the place because sometimes that's what scrapbooking looks like, or you prefer the more edited version. So please let me know. As always, happy December daily season. Thank you for coming to my neck of the woods, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you guys tomorrow.